Now, I know that throughout your teenage years, one thing that you will always often struggle with is your acne. Getting acne, getting pimples on your face, it's an extremely normal thing that a lot of people face, right? Insecurities. But one of the worst pieces of advice I have heard when I used to face these insecurities is people coming and tell me, it's okay, it's just a phase, right? Everyone goes through this phase. When I have a problem, I don't care about if others are going through that problem or not. That's not going to help me feel better. I feel this is going a bit off topic, but you know, having a problem and thinking that okay, other people are going through worse problems or other people having problems too is not going to necessarily help your case. It's one of the most stupid pieces of advice people give. One guy could be depressed and people will be like, oh, that guy's having a more difficult life than you. Why are you depressed? I mean, does this have any logic? No. So that's not the point. The point is you want solution, right? You want a solution. You want to actually, you can't sit and wait. You're 13, you're getting pimples on your face. You can't sit and be like, oh, let me just get till 20, 25 and then I'll get rid of my pimples. It's one of the most useless pieces of advice I have personally received, and I know a lot of people actually give out to people. Now, first of all, when it comes to getting clear skin, one of the most important things is knowing your skin type, because I can promise you right now, a product or any bunch of products that may work for me may not necessarily work for you. I this is one of the things I hate. A lot of social media influencers will post mini videos of playing some cool music in the background, and they'll be applying all kinds of cleansers and toners and serums and moisturizers, sunscreen all over their face, and they'll be like, oh, buy this and then it'll work for you. Them applying it is not the issue because it probably works for them, but promoting it to you, and I know a bunch of you have tried it and then it makes your skin worse sometimes, or it doesn't do anything for your skin at all. And if you're wondering why, it's not that, the higher the price of a product is, it's more likely to work for you. That's not the case. The point is, you need to understand that your skin can react differently to different things, right? For example, just a mini example. Many people will tell you that diet plays a huge role in terms of the way your skin looks. I can promise you right now, there have been phases in my life when my diet has been absolutely horrible and my skin has been looking the best it ever has. And there's been phases in my life when I have genuinely been frightened to eat a piece of junk food because of what it could do to my skin, and I have had the worst skin possible. How is that possible? I think genetics play a role. Genetics play a role. The water you use play a role. A multiple of different factors can play a role in that. It's just everyone is different, and I'm going to start the video with that because whatever I tell you in this video, it's something that you need to work. You need to try it out and see for yourself. I'm not going to guarantee you 100% that it's going to work out for you because for example, a diet is something, it's like no matter what, if you eat less and you eat less energy than you burn, you will definitely lose weight. It's inevitable. Unless you're a freaking alien, you will definitely do that. Whereas with your skin, it's a very different, it's it's very sensitive, right? Different products can hurt you or benefit you in different ways. But let's actually get into the main thing now. Now, first of all, like I said, stop getting tempted by all these YouTubers and influencers, to buy their products because I know they'll guarantee you and speak it out in such a way that you'll definitely improve your skin, and it may improve your skin, but you're gonna take a chance with it. Um, the lesser is always the better. I'll get to the point, but the lesser amount of products that you put on your face, the better. Because just imagine how, I mean, bombarding your face with like a bunch of different serums, whatever, not, it just does not seem natural to me. I don't think it should seem natural to anyone. You should not be putting a bunch of stuff on your face. Just imagine you're saying that, oh, I'm gonna apply a little bit of a serum here, then apply this cream, then apply the sunscreen, then apply the freaking moisturizer, then apply the toner, and then some people put makeup as well. Like, what are you trying to do, bro? Just forget everything, get realistic, man. Just like think for yourself, like what the heck are you trying to do applying all this on your face? Do you think it's gonna make your skin better? And I can guarantee you 90% of the people, showing the stuff on Instagram and stuff on YouTube, they do it for the video and then they either wash it off and never use those or never touch those products again. I can 80%, like I can guarantee you 80% of the people do that. But anyways, now how do you actually get rid of that? One of the other things I want to mention is age can play a huge role in this because if you're just entering your teenagers, you're 13, 14, you start noticing a bunch of pimples. I used to get a lot on my forehead and stuff. Um, you need to understand that it's a completely normal thing. And one thing that I will tell you, I will get to a solution. I'm not going to be like, oh, everyone has pimples, bro. Ignore it. That's not what I'm going to tell you. I will get to a solution. But one thing I will tell you is something that you see on your face every single. You know yourself better than everyone else, right? You may spot one pimple that and you may be butterfly. You may be very insecure of it, whereas other people may not freaking take note at all. I know that I have a little pimple here. You see this little pimple right here? I got this last night. You are, I mean, this video's been going on for 5 minutes. I can guarantee none of you have freaking noticed that, right? But I do, because I know it, right? Now, you need to understand that what you notice may not actually be visible to a lot of other people, right? Because you are seeing yourself so close up in the mirror every day. People are not spotting negatives. When we look at ourselves every time, we like to, look at the flaws instead of the good parts. And it takes some time for you to start focusing on the positive parts. I'm not just talking about your looks. In your life as a whole, we always we're our hardest critique, right? We always want to improve. It's absolutely normal as human beings, but there has to come to a point where you find that balance between healthy criticism and you actually know your positives and you're super happy with it as well. But now, how do you actually get rid of your acne? One product I will recommend. I know I've been freaking talking about avoiding products this entire time. One product that has absolutely changed it for me was a daphne. It's the only retinoid that you can get without a prescription. It's super cheap. Go try it out. I'm okay. I'll get into it more, but I promise you, if there's one product that I can guarantee you I'm the most confident in terms of working for you, it is this. If I remember, I might put some pictures, to show the difference it's made. I remember, literally one day in the gym, I finished my workout and I went to the mirror just to wash my face. And washing my face, like I was literally like freaking touching my face and it hurt. Some of you may know this, when you have a lot of acne, a lot of pimples on your face, literally touching your face is like it gets to a point where it's actually painful. And that day I knew I was sick of it. I'm not gonna, sit and listen to people tell me, just wait for it to go away. I mean, and it wasn't like my diet was horrible. I used to go to the gym. I still go to the gym, but my diet was healthy as ever and stuff. I went to the freaking pharmacy. I've asked the person, the pharmacist, whatever you want to call them, give me something for acne. Give me an acne cream. That's what I remember specifically saying. And they gave me the adafalin cream. I think I have it. I will literally show it to you guys. And also, if you want a full guide on LOOKSMAXING, my link is in the description. You can go join that. It'll teach you everything from your hair to your skin to your freaking physique, everything, how to LOOKSMAX and how to progress the most in terms of your looks and maximize your potential. I don't want to blabber too much about it, yada yada yada. But no, it's literally this thing. Hopefully, it'll be clear enough. But yeah, it's a different gel, adafalin. This thing will last you about 3 months, but it's not about how long it lasts you. It's worked wonders for me. I remember applying it, and then it took me about a couple months for nearly every single spot and pimple on my face to freaking go away. I'm not making this up. I'm not trying to, make this sound magical and stuff. It genuinely happened. But one thing I will tell you plays a huge role in using this product is not using this product in combination with other products, because I did that as well. I used to use this. I remember at a certain point, I with the amount of products I was using, I was genuinely questioning myself as to what I was doing was feminine, because I was using a freaking serum. I was using serum, whatever. I was using a serum, I was using a face wash, I was using a moisturizer, I was using a freaking sunscreen. And I don't care what you say, man. When you start applying a bunch of these products on yourself, you can't help but like feel like, this is a little bit feminine. But yeah, when I did that, I would have phases where my skin looked great and phases where my skin looked absolutely horrendous. It's like, it wasn't even like, okay, one pimple here and there will like all come together at one time for like a couple of weeks, or like there'll be none at all for the next couple of weeks. That's literally how it went. Use this product by itself. I literally, like, I don't use any other product on my entire face right now apart from ice cubes, water, and this. And I don't think you're going to count ice cubes and water as a product. This is like literally the only thing. I don't even use a freaking face wash. I clean my face 4 to 5 times a day with water. Go freaking splash some water, towel, pat dry it. That's literally how I do. And every single night you're gonna apply this a little bit of it to the spots that you have a pimple or spots on acne or whatever. Apply a little bit, go to bed, and in the morning wash it off. I promise you, stick with it. You don't use any other product. I'm very confident in this. Do not use any other product. If you use a bunch of other products, I don't know how it's gonna react with this. Use a little bit of this, because if you use too much, it can definitely burn your skin. It can feel quite like it'll give you a burning sensation, and it'll also make your skin very dry. That's what I experienced. Use a little bit of this, just apply a little bit, not all over your face, literally only on the spots that you have problems with. Wake up in the morning, wash it off, and I promise you, at least like within Maximum within the first 3 to 4 weeks, you will notice a significant difference. And what the best part about it is, it's not actually, I'm not sponsored by this or anything, even though I wish I was, even though I'm speaking about it like it, but it did prevent it. So once you get it, it's not just a case of okay, you get it and then it kind of takes it off. It'll literally prevent it or at least reduce the amount of times you're gonna get pimple. This pimple right here, I'm getting a pimple probably about after 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, and you know that you get at least some pimple here and there every time. After 2 or 3 weeks, I'm getting anything if at all. So use this product. This has been an absolute game changer for me. Definitely, if there's one product I'll recommend that you use that will give you results, it's this. It's extremely cheap as well. Yeah, I don't want to sound like I'm trying to promote it, but it's a great product, so I kind of have to. But nonetheless, now how do you maintain good skin? Because it's a lot like a good physique, right? I can easily lose a bunch of weight within a month. Tough part is keeping that weight off. Anyone, trust me, man, even if you're the fattest person on earth, you can lose 100 pounds easy. It's the hardest part to keep it off. Now, how do you maintain good skin? You follow the exact same steps that you do to get the good skin. Make sure your diet is absolutely not crap, because when it comes to your diet, I do think people overrate the amount of the role that diet actually plays in your skin, because I think it definitely plays a significant role. But I mean, unless you're significantly like you're eating absolute trash for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I don't believe that it actually plays much of a role. If you're having a bit of junk food here and there, I don't think it's actually going to impact your skin much, because there's been, like, at least from my experience, there have been times when I've been eating absolute crap and nothing has happened to my skin. It looks greater than it ever did before. And there's been times when I eat absolutely clean, freaking vegetables, meats and stuff, and then it looks horrible. There's a bunch of pimples on my skin. It's an absolute horrible feeling when you're doing everything you can and you don't get results. And sometimes you do the absolute opposite, and then things look great. I don't know how that works, but yeah, I don't think diet plays as much of a role. In all honesty, I'm not going to follow what everybody says and be like, oh, diet is very important. It is very important. Don't eat an absolute crap diet, but um, as long as you're kind of reasonable with it, I think you're fine. You don't have to be extremely strict with yourself in terms of what you put in your mouth that has energy in it. And what was I about to say? Now, the thing with this is some people you may actually have to use this for the rest of your life. Is that a problem? No. People get extremely intimidated when they hear, oh, I have to use it for the rest of my life. This thing is extremely cheap if you're worried about the price. And this one tube, I mean, depending on obviously how much you use it, but for the average person, if you have a couple of pimples here and there, it's probably going to last you 3 to 4 months minimum. And what is the problem if you use this for the rest of your life? I don't see a problem. And for the normal average human being, by the time you're 20, 25, that's when the kind of amount of times your face, what's the word? Um, your face starts to get really red and a bunch of pimples and stuff come. That reduces once you kind of exit the teenage age. It's when you once you enter it, you're 14, 15, that it's extremely high, and after that it kind of usually goes down, the rate of acne you get on your face. And obviously that differs from a lot of people. I'm just telling from what actually happens to a bunch of average people, right? The average person, 6 out of 10 people, that's how it's going to be. You get extreme, you get a lot of it at the age of your teenagers, and then it kind of just tapers down a bit. But if you need to use it for the rest of your life, use it. Like, what is the big issue with you? Yeah. Nonetheless, second thing, use ice. Ice has been a big game changer as well, because every single morning wake up and you just take a couple of ice cubes, or get one of those ice pocket things, whatever it is, and just ice your face for a good 1 minute at least. The reason is, sometimes you get a pimple. Even I get pimples. For example, this one right here. I don't know if you can see it, but a little pimple right there. You know that when you get a pimple, over the next day or two, it usually gets bigger. Using ice will completely stop it from getting bigger. And sometimes I get pimples and I get it today, it goes away tomorrow. It's that fast. You use ice and it will be a big game changer for you. I keep saying game changer, but you get the point, right? It'll make a big difference for you. It'll also stop the redness, because sometimes you get a pimple, it becomes really red, and then like it becomes really like, okay, you can really see it. Ice will stop that as well. Get ice and stop freaking rubbing your face aggressively. I said this with the same thing when it comes to your washing your hair. This 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 towel, stop getting a towel and then freaking rubbing your hair aggressively. You're literally damaging your hair. Same thing with your skin. Stop doing this. Why do you need to do that? Are you in that hurry that you don't have a couple of extra seconds to spare? I'm sorry, no one is that busy. I don't care what the heck you say. unless someone's chasing you with a knife. I mean, that was a bad example, but whatever. Just literally pat dry your face. Just freaking pat dry your face. That's all that you have to do. Don't aggressively rub your face. You're like, it's damaging your skin, man. It's damaging your skin. Don't do a bunch of these stupid stuff and then come and tell me, oh, I have an acne. Do what I told you right now, and I promise it'll work. One thing I will say is, as we're brought up, we're taught a lot of myths, a lot of absolute nonsense. I'll be honest, even from our parents, from our family, we're taught an absolute bunch of nonsense that we, as we grow up, we believe and think, oh, yes, this is right, this is what we're taught. Sometimes you kind of have to detach yourself from those thoughts because sometimes when you really think about it, it sounds like absolute nonsense and you just want to believe it just for the sake of it. And some people will never change. Some people will listen to this and be like, nah, I'm right. We've been doing this for generations. This is right. Let them think what they want to, but if you actually want results and you don't want to end up like them, listen to my advice. Listen to any advice that actually sounds sensible and that you trust. Sometimes that advice may even go wrong. I know I'm kind of tapering off from the actual topic right now, but um, it may even go wrong. But don't just stick in one lane and then think, oh, it'll definitely, that is right, that is right, that is right. Sometimes that is wrong. And you just have to put your ego aside, put all the freaking things that you've been taught to believe over the years aside, and believe or and accept the fact that you're wrong, and then work on it and actually find a solution. I have wasted a lot of my years of my life, and I don't regret it or anything, but a lot of things, I could have done a whole lot better if I did not have these stupid freaking beliefs that people taught me as I grew up. And you can't blame them for it. They were taught the same thing when they grew up. You kind of, at some point, someone has to freaking come, break that, and then teach you actually what is right and what is wrong, what is practical thinking, not, beliefs and nonsense and myths. So, use this product, Adafilene. It will definitely work for you. If it doesn't work for you, do something else. I, I'll try to come up with a solution for that as well. But yeah, um, anything else? Anything else? No, that's about it. Don't use a bunch of products. Use this thing. Ice your face, pat dry your face. Don't use extremely hot water on your face. And within 1 month at least, maximum, you should notice significant amount of progress.